Hi, I'm Richard Robinson, and I'm going to show a summing mixer that I built for Mr. Bill Mims, who is a Hollywood-based producer. And here's the unit. Now, I'm going to pop the lid on this thing and show you what's inside. Bill brought me 3 API 325 cards, and he said, Rich, I want to be able to sum 3 or 4 channels down to 1 mono output, and I want to be able to sum a bunch of channels down in stereo to 2 outputs. So really what we have here is a dual purpose rack. We have a bunch of inputs, actually at this point 8, but we're going to expand, going down to 2 left and right, and we have the left and right outputs coming here on XLRs. And then we have the channel 3, which has about 6 inputs, and this is so he can mix 2 microphones through an API card and get a sum of that, let's say for doing kick drum or snare drum. And then the main 2 are for stereo summing out of a DAW, and of course again it comes out of the XLRs. So this was all done because of he wanted the sound of the Sunset Sound custom API console. So here on the back we've got a D-sub where 6 inputs go in and come out of the output 3, so-called output 3. And then here we're going to have a bunch of other inputs that are going to come out of outputs 1 and 2. So here's the cards mounted inside, and this is the circuit board that handles the summing resistors. And on this small circuit board here we have the summing resistors that handle bus number 3, those extra 6 inputs for doing up to 6 microphones. And then of course we have a bunch of inputs coming in on D-subs that are coming out of the interface, probably a digi interface, out to stereo. So this took quite a bit of work. It's more than it looks like. We have extensive wiring from the D-subs to the circuit board, which contains the sum resistors. And likewise, we have this little circuit card that handles the summing for the bus 3. So there we go, bus 3. Here's bus 1 and bus 2. Of course, plus and minus 15 power supply, power switch on the back, power light, no controls. We just made everything unity gain. Whatever level you put in comes out of the masters just like it came in. No masters or no gains or anything, just because we figured out that, well, it wasn't really needed. Just everything unity gain straight through. And of course the purpose of this is to get the flavor and coloration of API 325 cards, which are quite unique and quite good for a lot of types of music. And before finishing this, I just want to mention that I am an old hand with this API stuff. At the studio where I started, we built an API console in-house in the control room from modules that we bought from API. We drove to Long Island and we picked up all the modules and we built our own buses and card racks and everything. And this all went together in the control room. There was 3 of us doing the work at the time. And I've also worked on 2488 consoles. This one we built was a 2061-3, one of the very early ones, but still all API. So I was very familiar with 325 cards, and also, you know, the other 325 cards, the 312s, etc., and so on and so forth. So there you go. Dual purpose summing rack based on API components. Again, made for Mr. Bill Mims, who's a Hollywood-based producer, and he is going to get a lot of use out of this, both at home and in studios where he works. All right, there you go.